Hey guys. Well, probably wondering why I got this. Yeah, I didn't go get a tattoo. Although I know some pretty cool freaking people that have some face tattoos. But my daughter put that on me last night. Um, I'm going through a little bit of a hard time in my life right now, you guys. It's been really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel some days. But a lot of you guys know me as somebody who is very positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating. And most of the time I am. But the last few months have been pretty difficult. And let me tell you why. I see a lot of people out there that give up. And that is really hard to see. It is difficult. And I know not everybody can succeed, but seeing people go back to the old life, the drugs and the drinking, it's hard. It's difficult. It's like a little piece of you feels like you're losing a little bit because they weren't able to succeed. And I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I didn't do enough for that person, or do enough for this situation or whatever. And I've had a couple of sponsees in the last couple of years, and all three of them in the last 2 years that I've had, or three of them rather, that I've had in the last year, have gone back to active use or drinking or drugging. And that doesn't necessarily reflect the sponsor, right? And obviously, I only met with these people a few times before they went back into their old life, so it's not like I had that much of a role to play either way. But I see these people give up, and it's like, man, what would make us go back to drinking or drugging? Shame, blame, guilt, feeling unworthy, untrusted, unloved, that sort of thing. So maybe then people didn't feel they weren't in the right place in their life to have their cup filled up in that respect. So they feel like they're void something, and they go back and they try to fill that cup back up with drinking or drugs, and they'll soon eventually realize that it's just a perpetual cycle. It'll just keep happening that way, because insanity is expecting different results after doing the same thing, right? Or doing the same thing, expecting different results. And so when we do that, and when our mind is preoccupied with all these things that we have to do and must do and all this, it gets a little bit overwhelming. And that's where I am in the last couple of months. The riding season now is seemingly over. Perhaps we'll have a couple days here and there that maybe we can get out on our bikes and indeed enjoy that. But the season's pretty much done. Motorcycling isn't a hobby anymore. It was when I first started. It absolutely was when I first started. I thought this was going to be the best hobby ever, but it's become a lifestyle. I've joined a motorcycle club. I've got 14,000 miles, and I've got a couple 14,000 mile seasons now in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. I've been on the same motorcycle now for about 4 or 5 years, which is nothing wrong with that, but it is a little bit small. It's not a touring bike. I made it a touring bike. Probably one of the few sporties you'll see out there that can tour. But I don't need a windshield. I don't need saddlebags. I don't need cruise control. I don't need GPS. I don't need all the things that little screen brings you on these newer bikes, because for me that's just a payment, right? So, man, please stick with me, you guys, and be encouraging to people out there that might not seem to have it all figured out quite yet. Because even the people who do, like me, who think you got it all figured out in recovery, we don't. We're humbled. I was humbled yesterday. I was humbled the day before, and I'll be humbled today. So take what you know, what you've learned in this life and in this recovery and in this road, and apply it to your actions, to your thoughts, to your being, and learn to just be. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter the hardship, the bad or the good, learn to just be and to accept as things come, and give out as you feel you should, right? As you feel led, as you feel motivated or encouraged or inspired to do so. Because a lot of times we're going to lean into others or our knowledge or wisdom or understanding of what others have and what we have in this program. So the program is staying abstinent from the people, places, and things like drugs and alcohol, which for me was meth, heroin, prescription pills, alcohol, cocaine. I did it all. There's nothing I wouldn't do, right? But when I stopped shooting meth and I put meth down and I stopped doing those sort of things, that's when my life began to change. That's when I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And now, not every day in recovery is going to be rainbows and roses. I know that. We know that as a collective in the program of we, right? We know that. Not every day is going to be great. But the days that aren't so good, we could use them to our advantage and start to use those for fuel to get our life back on track if we've gone wayward a little bit. Because you know what? I've gone wayward a little bit. I haven't been working the program that I should be working. I'm not doing the things I need to be doing to stay large and in charge every day. It's because my depression's gotten a little bit of the best of me. I'm now a little bit frustrated that the season's over. But there's a lot of good things that happen in the winter too, in the off season. So I have to try to focus on them, and maybe it'll give me a chance to do some woodworking. Got this fly in here, and I just don't know why it won't leave me alone. But the channel is growing. We have now reached almost 6,000 subscribers, which is just, to me, is just mind blowing. But I'm grateful. I'm happy, and I'm grateful and thankful that we have all these people here to influence in such a positive way and to tell them that, hey, you can do this one day at a time. We're going to practice a program of abstinence from the people, places, and things like drugs and alcohol, whether that be alcohol, whether that be marijuana, whether that be cocaine, whether that be LSD. People suffer from all kinds of addictions. And they suffer from these things because they're not using them in a productive way, right? Not very many drugs can be used in a productive way, but when we put them down, we realize what it actually did to our life and the negative consequences and repercussions that it'll have if we continue to do that. So we need to put these things down, and things like psychedelics and stuff like that, those can be used, ibogaine and psilocybin and that sort of thing. These things, ketamine, can be used in a therapeutical or a professional medical setting and actually help people. But recreational drugs, you guys, just have no place in our lives. We can't do them. They don't provide us anything. We don't need an escape from how we feel, because we need to feel how we feel. That's just the truth. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.